The silence of August 2025 is not ordinary silence. It is heavy, dense, and carries with it the feeling of something about to break. It feels like the pause before thunder tears the heavens apart. Even those who ignore prophecy can sense that something is shifting beneath reality, as though history itself is holding its breath before releasing a storm. Prophets have walked this earth for centuries, warning of times like these. They spoke in symbols, riddles, and visions that often confused those who heard them. Some were dismissed as dreamers, some forgotten by time, but a few remain like burning torches in humanity's collective memory. Among them, one name rises above the rest with chilling clarity and accuracy: Baba Vanga. Born in poverty, blinded by storms and yet touched with visions beyond normal human sight, Baba Vanga saw wars before they came, disasters before they struck, and betrayals before they were revealed. Too many of her prophecies proved true to be ignored, and now her words echo in the corridors of August 2025, shaking those who dare to listen. She spoke of a scar across the earth, not simply a wound upon the land, but a mark upon humanity itself, a scar etched into trust, into friendships, into the fragile threads that hold civilization together. It was to be a scar that, once opened, could never easily be healed. Look closer at the world today and her words begin to make sense. Leaders shake hands before cameras, but their eyes are cold. Agreements are signed, yet their promises already rot. Diplomacy has become theater, and behind the golden masks of peace lies the betrayal she warned us about. Her words ring with prophetic clarity. The friend will embrace you with gold upon his face, but behind it decay shall breathe. This was no poetry. It was a vision. It was a warning of the false friendships that dominate our world today. In 2025, alliances that once seemed unbreakable now strain under invisible weight. Treaties once sacred wobble and fracture. Nations step back into shadows, quietly gathering weapons, preparing strategies, while publicly speaking of peace and harmony. It is peace in words, but preparation for chaos in reality. Baba Vanga pointed specifically to August, a month when the scar would begin to show itself. The world would not collapse in a single night, but the first great cracks would become undeniable. Those alive in this time would feel history turn beneath their feet. Some believe the scar will first appear economic, a collapse of trust in global trade, the shattering of illusions that money and power are eternal. Empires built upon wealth may discover that their foundations are suddenly crumbling beneath them like sand. Others whisper that the scar will be political, a betrayal so large, so irreversible, that it reshapes entire continents. Allies who have stood side by side for generations may suddenly turn their backs. The very definition of friendship will be rewritten, and there are darker whispers still that the scar will come through war, not declared loudly at first, but prepared in silence, built behind closed doors, armies moving in shadows, fleets gathering quietly, weapons waiting underground like seeds of destruction, ready to awaken at the signal. August 2025 may not bring open fire, but it will bring positioning. It will bring distrust so thick it poisons the very air between nations. It will bring the scar, etched across the face of humanity, a wound invisible yet felt by all. Baba Vanga spoke often in symbols. She warned of skies changing above the north, the heavens themselves shifting, as though reality tilted and no longer followed its familiar rhythm. What was once constant would no longer remain unchanged. The sky would signal the turning of an age. Scientists may call it magnetic shifts, solar storms, or atmospheric disturbances. Others may whisper of cosmic intrusions or things hidden above us revealed. But prophecy cares little for scientific labels. It only shows the shock in human eyes as they look upward, unable to explain. Imagine a sky painted with colors no generation has ever seen, lights burning where none should exist, patterns across the heavens resembling wounds, scars, and omens. This was her vision, the sky itself testifying that the scar upon earth has been revealed. Prophecy is not a map, not a list of exact times and dates. It is a compass pointing toward storms, and August 2025 is the storm she saw long before we were born. It is the warning hidden in her words. The scar upon the earth may not be obvious at first glance. It may not appear on maps or in headlines, but people will feel it. They will feel it in their bones. They will hear it in the hollowness of their leaders' words. They will sense it in the fragility of their future. Baba Vanga's record is terrifying. She foresaw wars, calamities, disasters, and even the death of nations. She spoke of towers falling, oceans swallowing land, and great powers collapsing under their own weight. Too much of her vision has proven real for this August warning to be dismissed. Now the world trembles in the shadow of her words. The mask of gold, shining friendship, polished alliances, slips away, and what remains behind is betrayal, decay, and the hunger for dominance. This is the revelation of August 2025. The curtain rises and humanity sees the truth. Diplomacy has become theater. Behind the stage, weapons are polished. Behind the curtains, maps are redrawn. In August 2025, the curtains begin to fall, revealing the stage of truth, the scar across the world laid bare for all to see. But prophecy is not doom for doom's sake. It is warning. It is guidance. It is a chance for humanity to awaken before the storm fully breaks. The scar does not have to consume us all. It can heal, but only if recognized in time. Yet humanity rarely listens until too late. We ignored prophets before. We mocked their visions, doubted their words, and ridiculed their warnings. And then the storm came. Floods, wars, disasters. Only then did we remember, but always too late. Now, with August 2025 here, the whispers of fear grow louder. Markets tremble. Politicians argue endlessly. Ordinary citizens sense the air has shifted, though they cannot name why. They feel it in their homes, in their cities, in their sleep. The prophecy breathes over them. This is the power of prophecy. It enters the subconscious of the world. Even without hearing the words, people feel the truth of it. And the truth is that the scar is already here. It has begun to form, and it deepens every day. What will it bring first? Will it collapse economies? Will it tear apart alliances? Will it awaken armies? The scar is not one thing. It is many things at once. It is betrayal in politics, betrayal in business, betrayal in trust itself. It is humanity looking into a mirror and no longer recognizing its own reflection. It is leaders smiling while sharpening daggers. It is treaties signed today, broken tomorrow. It is promises built in gold, but hollow as ash inside. The changing skies above northern lands will serve as the final signal, perhaps auroras bleeding across unexpected regions, perhaps a new star or a fiery object in the heavens, perhaps something far stranger, something humanity has never dared to imagine. For those who study prophecy, the sky is always the final messenger. When the heavens change, it signals the death of one world and the birth of another. The old age begins to fall, and a new, uncertain one takes its place. But will the new age be brighter or darker? Baba Vanga never offered comfort. Her visions were warnings, not reassurances. And this one, August 2025, was among her most ominous. She saw betrayal, division, and scars that could shape centuries. The scar upon the earth could symbolize division deeper than politics. It could symbolize a rift in humanity itself, not merely land breaking, but people splitting apart, unable to unite again. Families, nations, and faiths divided beyond repair. Imagine a world where alliances dissolve overnight, where trust evaporates instantly, where promises spoken for centuries are abandoned in a single moment. That is the scar. That is betrayal made flesh. That is August 2025. And all of it unfolds beneath skies that no longer look the same. The heavens themselves testify that humanity has entered a new chapter. A chapter marked by uncertainty, distrust, and the slow unraveling of the world we thought we knew. Prophecy. Pulse exists to remind the world of these warnings, not to spread fear, but to awaken, not to create panic, but to help humanity see the signs before blindness costs us everything. Prophecy is not doom, it is survival. Viewers, if you feel this truth stirring in your spirit, share it, spread it. Let others awaken before it is too late. Like this message, subscribe to Prophecy Pulse and help lift the veil from the eyes of the world. For the scar across the earth has begun, the betrayal has started, the skies are changing, and the future Baba Vanga saw long ago is no longer prophecy, it is our present. August 2025 will be remembered not as a passing month, but as the turning point of history itself. It is not the end of the world, but it is the end of the world as we knew it, and it is the beginning of something uncertain, something dangerous, something entirely new. The prophecy has spoken, the scar has appeared, and humanity will never again be the same.